Baker Mayfield and the rest of his North teammates gave it their all in the final practice of Senior Bowl week here in Mobile. And all that's left to do now is finish things up with a win in the game on Saturday. Hello, and thank you for joining us for our coverage of the Broncos' path to the draft. I'm Phil Milani. It's been a great week here in Mobile with Broncos coaches spending time in meeting rooms and on the field with some of the best college players in the country.
Boy, I like it. Go get it. Nice. Now go. Run. Boy, I like that. If I go like this, what happened? Ball's gone. Woo! Hill with a winner. That's it. Tight. That's tight. That's it.
The always energetic Bill Kolar there, joined now by Matt Boyer. Matt, we heard head coach Vance Joseph say that he was impressed by a local product, running back Kaylin Balázs.
Yeah, the fastest running back out here. The Senior Bowl tweeted out the speeds of all the running backs during practice. He was at the top of the list. An Arizona State guy coming from Falcon High School. Had a lot of great college offers coming out, but I know you would have liked to have seen him go to the CU Buffs. However, he did go to the Sun Devils, had a great senior season. And when the Senior Bowl rosters came out, he saw he was going to be with his childhood team. Now, there's some rooting interest difference with his family, some Cowboys fans in there. However, the Broncos were his childhood team, so you can imagine how happy he was to be on the North squad.
It's been awesome, you know, because I've grown up in Denver. You know, I was a Broncos fan since I could remember, so me and a lot of my family as well. So it's been a good experience for me.
What's your family saying to you about being coached by the Broncos staff? Falcon kid coming out here and getting coached by the Broncos staff.
Well, half of my family is Cowboys fans and half of them are Broncos fans, so I'm getting both sides of the spectrum. For some reason, we started rolling since the day we came out here, and today was, offensively for us was a really good day. Put the ball in the end zone a whole bunch, so it's been a lot of fun.
Time now for our stock watch with Broncos senior reporter Andrew Mason. And Mace, other than Balázs, who's a guy on the rise?
Well, I'd look at Jamon Moore, wide receiver for the South team out of the University of Missouri. A really strong week, and he capped it on Thursday with a nice about 35-yard catch that he had in a 2-minute drill period. And I've actually heard the comparison around here that he could be another Juju Smith-Schuster, and certainly if he has a rookie season like Smith-Schuster did, whoever drafts him will be very happy.
Yeah, I'd say so. Mace, on the other side, who's a guy who needs to really play well in the game?
I'd say Marcus Davenport out of Texas San Antonio. A lot of publicity about him coming into this game, and while I think he's a first-round pick, in fact, I had him at 24 on my first mock draft, I don't think he's done a lot to raise that stock. If he can do a better job getting into the pocket and putting pressure on the quarterback and getting a sack or two in the game, I think he could bump his stock a little bit.
All right, Mace, thank you very much. We'll see what he can do in the game. You can find Andrew Mason, Steve Atwater, and Ryan Edwards on Orange and Blue 760. That's for 1st and 10 at 10. That's 10 to noon every weekday. And we haven't touched on the quarterbacks yet, so we went and got a national perspective from ESPN's Todd McShay and NFL Network's Daniel Jeremiah.
I thought both played like first-rounders, and I think specifically just the football instincts that Mayfield showed and just extending plays and the timing of things, he really stood out in that regard. And I think with Allen, the touch that he started to show towards the end of this week was really impressive, and it's going to be very important that he continues in that.
You look at Josh Allen, you just see the arm strength, you see the mobility to get out of the move and make some things happen. That jumps out at you. I think Baker, with the anticipation and timing and then his movement as well, has jumped out. I think Luke Falk, I think you got to throw him in the mix from Washington State. He's just been everything smooth and easy. Doesn't wow you, the ball doesn't just jump out of his hand, but just a really, really good player.
Joined now by Broncos insider Steve Atwater. Steve, we talked a lot about the quarterbacks this week, the offensive side of the ball. Who's someone who stood out to you on defense?
Yeah, well, there's a cornerback from the University of North Carolina, a guy named M.J. Stewart. From day one, he caught my attention, and I've been watching him a little bit every day. And this guy just makes plays all over the field. He hustles, has great hands, he's physical, all the traits that you look for in a top-tier cornerback. And I think this guy is going to be a good one for someone in the draft.
Well, I know that you talked to some of the North safeties. You went a little bit undercover, asked them about who they're modeling their game after, huh?
Yeah, it was fun. Got to get a chance to watch some of those guys, and then after practice, ask them who they pattern their games after, and who are some of the guys they looked up to, and none of them mentioned me.
Oh, that's messed up, huh, man? What was up with that?
I figured it would be that way. It was a fun video. Good to see kind of how those guys pattern their games, and yeah, we're wishing for the best for them. But we'll take a look at this video.
Yeah, here's a short little bit of that segment. We're calling it Undercover Atwater.
Have you heard of a guy named Steve Atwater?
Yeah, I actually did.
You heard of him? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. What do you think about him as a player?
He's a great player. You know, does his thing.
Okay.
I know.
Steve is having way too much fun out here. That's going to do it for us. We'll be live following today's walkthrough right around 1 p.m. Mountain Time. Until then, thank you for joining us all week long here in Mobile for our continuing coverage of the Broncos' path to the draft.